Let's go straight out to sunny Brooklyn. At least I hope it's sunny where Peter Kafka is standing by. Peter, tell us about AOL. The stock is up. I'm going to see the chart in a moment, but it's $1.1 billion of patents sold.
Yeah, AOL has been under pressure from shareholders to do something with its pile of patents. You're hearing this theme a lot right now on the internet and in mobile as well. Tim Armstrong, the CEO of AOL, has been saying we've got a valuable patent portfolio, hired bankers, and they've just sold most of their patents to Microsoft for $1 billion and change.
Hey, Peter, the stock's up 45%. That's just a monumental move for AOL. Why is the stock up so much, given that what I read is that the CEO of the company said he's going to give most of the money back to the shareholders? Is there some more money to be monetized or leveraged out of these patents?
There's a couple competing theories, and remember that AOL's shares are sort of they're thinly traded, so it doesn't take a lot to move the stock. One theory is that there was an advisory company a couple weeks ago that put a value of, I think, $300 or $400 million on the patent portfolio. So if that theory goes, well, they got a lot more than people expected. That said, other people said these things are worth $1 billion from the get-go. Another analyst note I saw today said, well, this shows that Tim Armstrong and AOL are willing to do things to get shareholder value up. They're going to hand this cash out to the shareholders. So we like the fact they're being responsive. We think they'll be doing other stuff along these lines.
Now, I was going to say, what are they actually buying? Because, AOL, as you know, it's an older technology company. There's not a lot of value there. I've read some reports that a lot of the value was in the acquisition of Netscape, which isn't exactly a young technology company either. So what are they actually getting for $1 billion?
None of this is, well, I think the theory for a lot of this patent buying is you're not buying new stuff, you're buying old stuff that lots of other companies use or potentially you could coerce into saying they use. So in this case, yeah, Netscape, I broke that news. They're selling the patents for the Netscape browser. They've also, there's lots of old patents when you think about AOL, chat, email, some early web stuff. You say it sounds old. Tim Armstrong's way of describing this is foundational, meaning if you're on the web, if you're doing stuff, you may well be using these patents. And I think the idea is you buy these either offensively because you want to go out and sue people for using them, or you buy them defensively because you end up in a sort of patent fight like Facebook and Yahoo are having and you want some ammunition.
Oh dear, it's where the lawyers get involved. I always get a bit worried. But this also gives them about $15 in cash on their balance sheet per share, which is a pretty impressive amount of money. Does this move on its own really turn the corner for AOL, or does Tim Armstrong need to keep his game up and keep going and going and going and going?
Yeah, I mean, Tim Armstrong's big bet has been a couple things. One, that he can sort of fix AOL's sales team. They had this famously very good sales team, and that's gone away. And two, that this Huffington Post acquisition that he made last year, almost a year ago, for $300 million is going to work out and transform the company, and both those things are very much in question. And this deal that has really nothing to do with any of that. This is just getting some cash on the books, redistributing some of that cash to shareholders, which makes them happy. It has really nothing to do with the way AOL operates day to day.
Hey, Peter, coming back to Microsoft, as you mentioned, there's been a lot of patent purchases and licensing going on, most of it around the wireless sector. Microsoft is making a big push on Windows Phone 8 right now. It is trying to play catch up in social. What do you think Microsoft may use these patents for? What does it say about where Microsoft is going?
Yeah, I'm not sure that I would read anything about phones. I mean, there is some mobile stuff, I think, in the AOL patent portfolio, but frankly, I don't even know what they sold, and I don't think most people do. I think this is just defensive. We've got to have this ammunition where they're looking at what Facebook and Yahoo are involved in and saying, well, we ought to have some of this stuff too. We tend to forget this, but Microsoft does have a very big web presence through MSN and other properties, so it's still playing there, and I guess if the thought is, well, we got to have some of this stuff to fight off any potential threats.
Now, I understand that Huffington Post is planning to launch a massive web video operation. Is this money coming in the door going to be needed for that, or is that not what you're hearing?
Oh, AOL is very clear. They said, we're going to take almost all the money we're making from the sale and give it to shareholders. They were very clear about that from the get-go. So any thought that this is going to go into other acquisitions, et cetera, AOL wants to be very clear this will end up in shareholders' pockets.
In shareholders' pockets, and I'm sure shareholders will love that. Thank you very much, Peter Kafka.